Counter Patchwork. And that's it. That's game 2. GG. My hand was pretty good. Hello everyone, it's your favorite surprise, I guess. I'm the control guy, and I'm back with another video for you guys. Second recording in a day, jump scare. I go on YouTube and I see a video by I'm actually level 1 saying that right now, obviously when this video is out, it's probably going to be over already, but from today, Monday, where is it? Monday the 16th to Wednesday the 18th, you can play Vintage for free on MTGO. So I guess we're back to MTGO for a couple games. Yeah, there's pre-built Vintage decks. There's I think 6 decks in total, and you start the event. It's kind of like set up like a draft, where you get to choose from 3 decks randomly out of the 6 that was poorly explained. So it will choose 3 random decks from the 6 decks pre-built, and you choose one of them, and then you get to play an event for free with that deck. So I got a little lucky, and I happened to get the control deck. Even though I'll say it, in Vintage, I don't really enjoy playing traditional control, and I don't even think I don't count this as traditional control. I think this is more of a tempo deck, but oh well. Yeah, but that's what the name of the game is today. So we're playing Vintage today, completely different format. Honestly, it's kind of, think of Vintage as, for everyone coming from obviously my channel, right? You know Timeless, right? Vintage is kind of timeless, but you get some cards from older Magic cards that are just absolutely, completely game-changing. To start, obviously, you got the Power 9, and we got the Moxen, which are just 0 mana artifacts that tap for 1 mana of any of their color. So they're basically just lands that you can cast, which is really broken. Then you got the OG Black Lotus. Sacrifice this artifact, no, you don't deal damage. Get 3 mana of any color. Absolute broken card. Absolute broken card. Also, for everyone who doesn't know Vintage, obviously, there's restrictions like in Timeless, but like how in Timeless Demonic Tutor is restricted, obviously all the Power 9 are restricted, so you can only have 1 copy in your deck. Then what else do we have? We have some more broken cards, restricted cards, and Power 9 card. We have Ancestral Recall. Target player draws 3 cards, instant speed, 1 mana. Imagine you could have 4 of these in your deck, huh? So yeah, Vintage is basically just the home for all those cards that just are too good to be in anywhere else. And then we have Time Walk. 2 mana, take an extra turn off for this one. Sure, I'll take it. And then I think we even play Timetwister here, which is just, it's a wheel effect. Each player shuffles their hand and grave it into their library and then draws 7 cards. It's also a, what's it called, Power 9 card, technically. People say it's the weakest Power 9 card, but it is still Power 9. It's just being able to draw 7 cards like this is just really dumb, forces 3 mana. And then, what else? I think that's it for the Power 9, but obviously we have a more broken one. I was like Demonic Tutor. In the land base, we actually have Urza's Saga, which is now restricted to Vintage, which is just this crazy enchantment saga land that just makes constructs and gets you an artifact free out of your deck. We have Strip Mine, sacrifice this land, destroy target land. I don't care if it's a basic land, I don't care what it is. If it's a land that dies, Strip Mine is absolutely a ridiculous card. Really unfair card in my opinion. Not just my opinion, many people agree Strip Mine is a very healthily unfair card. I say healthily unfair is like, because it's restricted, you only get 1 in your deck. So it's very unfair, but it's restricted, so it is what it is. And then we play 4 Wastelands, which is the nerfed Strip Mine, which we don't even have this in Timeless, thankfully, actually. I wouldn't want this in Timeless. Sacrifice this land, destroy target non-basic land. So yeah. This deck pretty much revolves around being a Psychic Frog deck, I would say. I think this is technically counted as like control. People say this is like Lurrus control, but I find this to be more, oh yeah, by the way, did I mention we have Lurrus in the sideboard as a companion? But to me, I think this is a Psychic Frog tempo deck. I think that makes more sense, like thinking of it as a tempo deck. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We play Swords to Plowshares for creatures, Orcish Bowmasters to punish people playing like Ancestral Recall and whatnot. And then our win con is Orcish Bowmasters and Timetwister. Or obviously you can just attack with Psychic Frog, that works too. Then we have these cards are actually restricted in Vintage. You're not allowed to play 4 copies of Treasure Cruise and Day Through Time, which makes sense because in a format like Vintage where you have so much stuff just going through your graveyard because you're casting so many free spells, like I don't know, say for example Gitaxi and Probe and whatnot, it makes sense that the Devil spells have to be restricted. But yeah, and that's pretty much the deck. We have Force of Wills, obviously, and Force of Negations. We just want to stop our opponent from doing whatever they want to do, and then resolve a Psychic Frog and just beat them to death. That's the idea of this deck. And then obviously Psychic Frog, because it draws a card every time it hits, you'll start accumulating value and just pop off and just go over the top. Obviously, we have some crazy stuff like Black Lotus plus Lurrus. Lurrus can cast the Black Lotus from the graveyard and make a lot of mana. And then the sideboard, we have obviously Artifact Hate. We have Seal of Cleansing as just enchantment hate and artifact hate, more of just the hate. Then we have Serenity. I don't know. I wouldn't play Serenity. I think Seal is better. Second Seal will be better, but apparently people like this. This just destroys all artifacts and enchantments, and this obviously can also be looped with Lurrus, which is pretty cool. We have more graveyard hate in Nihil Spellbomb, and Containment Priest. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The thing about this event is that technically speaking, there's only 6 decks going around, so you should be able to know what you're playing against. But then again, it's like it's still it's a good representation of Vintage in my opinion. But yeah, everyone's playing pre-built decks in this event. And yeah, let's see what we can do with that. I don't know how long this video is going to be. I'm probably just going to play like maybe the 3 games that we get. But I hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope you guys enjoy some Vintage for a change. Let's get right into it. All right, playing against J Boney Capone. Would I like to... I won the die roll. Yes, I would like to go first. I reveal Lurrus as my companion. Chose Lurrus. And now let's see. What do we have? We have a Demonic Tutor hand. This hand isn't crazy. This hand is okay, I guess. We have Mental Misstep. We have Brainstorm. It's an okay hand. I don't know. This is like one of those. This isn't a vintage hand though. This is like a. I could keep it, but is this a vintage hand? I think I can go one deep. All you vintage players, I don't know. Also, I have to change my camera. My bad. There we go. I'll mulligan it. I think in vintage, yeah, in vintage you can do better. Although this hand doesn't actually have a land. But I'm not going down to 5. Let's keep this one. Let's put the Nihil Spellbomb away and then just play this. We'll start with well, obviously upkeep. We'll start with a Gitaxian Probe, target player, and then click my life total to pay. Enter the revealed card zone. They are on the shop stack. Nice. So they're gonna Trinisphere me on turn 1. That's crazy. At least I have Force of Will. I didn't have a land though. I was kind of hoping to find a land off of that, but it's okay. So they're probably gonna go like Mana Equip Trinisphere. But then again, thankfully I didn't have a land because they have Wasteland, right? Yeah, I'm gonna probably time out. By the way, I've not played on MTGO in a while. Trinisphere, cast by paying 1 life, force pitching, probably force. Lavinia sounds like a good card. Probably should have pitched Lavinia, but it's okay. Now, if I draw a land, that's a miracle. Black Lotus! Okay! Welcome to Vintage. Black Lotus. Now, the thing about Black Lotus here is that I can't actually do too much with it. Because if I make blue, I can't cast both of these. If I make black, I can't cast both of these. I think having a frog is probably better. So I'm just going to cast the... frog and pass the turn. Yeah, man, I was wondering, that's fine. Maybe I should buy Lurrus, but then again, I can't really do anything with Lurrus because it's a temporary mana source. Again, I might be wrong for keeping that hand, but yeah. Also, bear in mind if I'm blowing my nose because I have allergies, so I forgot to mention. Why am I holding priority? It's funny, today I was playing, obviously, Arena to record a video for you guys. And I was literally talking about how I'm not a big fan of... Also, that deactivates my Mox, which is pretty scary. I was literally talking about how I'm not a big fan of chess clock. I'm not a big fan of like the clock on MTGO because like I bleed so much time. Alright, I think I'm gonna discard my hand. I think I'm all in on this frog. Well, let's go to combat first. Do I attack Karn here? I think I do attack Karn. Discard Dig. Discard Lavinia. And I think I'm going to discard the Bowmaster as well. I'm just going to put a bunch of damage on Karn. That way Karn dies if they have to go out, if they want to go outside the game. Then I guess I'll play a Wasteland. And then I'll destroy one of their Wastelands. Bottleneck them on mana a little bit. Also, they've used the Trinisphere, they've used their Wasteland, they've used the Karn. Yeah, sorry, I'm not very accustomed to MTGO, so bear with. I'm like going to be clicking a lot and making a lot of mistakes. I'm bleeding a lot of time. I can yield. It's F6 to yield. I can yield because I have nothing, no effects. This is Magic at its finest. No lands, no permanents, just a Psychic Frog. That's all you need. No cards in hand, no lands in play. Just a big Psychic Frog. Just one big Psychic Frog. That's all you need. My opponent is thinking. And I am pretty all in here on this Psychic Frog. If they find a way to remove it, I can probably concede. Because I am pretty all in on the Psychic Frog. That is fair. What do they have? Stone Coil Serpent. An answer to Psychic Frog. That's great. Ancestral Recall. Okay. Well, this has protection from multicolored, so I can't actually do anything with it. So I should just pass priority. Damn, main deck Stone Coil is crazy. Don't forget, these are pre-built decks, so that deck just has main deck Stone Coil. That's nuts. I mean, yeah, it's good, though, because there's Oath in the format with Atraxas, there's obviously Psychic Frog, so yeah, it makes sense that you'd have main deck Stone Coil, but... main deck Stone Coil is crazy to me. I'm gonna F6 again. I don't have effects. Going outside the game to get Crucible of Worlds. Not what I would have gotten here, but you do you. They get to cast. They basically have Wasteland lock now, so I can't even do anything. Thorn of Amethyst, that's really bad because that makes my stuff cost more. They're going to obviously keep that up. Upkeep. Mental Misstep. I think I'm good conceding. I can't cast spells. I'm never going to get mana under me. Begin sideboarding. Alright, let's move our... Let's move our stuff here to the main deck. Move our artifacts to the main deck. Do I need... I don't think Pithing Needle is what I want against them. I guess... I don't even know if I want Null Rod against them. Because they don't really have many, like... They're not an artifact combo deck. They have hateful artifacts, but that's pretty much it. I definitely want Consign and Memory. I don't know that I want Null Rod. I forgot whether you're supposed to board in Null Rod against them or not. Let me pull this over here so you guys can see the card. But I forgot whether you're supposed to board in Null Rod. I don't think you are. I don't think they have that many... Wait, let me quickly consult the deck list. Let me quickly consult the deck list real quick. Nope, that's the wrong one. Artifacts, where is it? Yeah, no, hell no. Their deck is playing 4 Null Rods. Yeah, they have a lot of artifacts, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they need artifacts to win. I'm just gonna let's see what I want to board out. Swords aren't amazing, but they're also kind of okay. Let's see, what do I want to board out? Don't need a Nihil Spellbomb. We do want counter spells. Bowmasters aren't amazing. I'll board out 1 Bowmaster. Lavinia's alright. Dress Down. Dress Down is not... Do they play Patchwork Automaton? They do. I think Dress Down might be too slow. I don't know what I'm doing here, okay? Maybe 1 Force of Negation can go. No, because we do want to be able to counter turn 1 Trinisphere. I think Bowmaster go. Another Bowmaster goes. So mid-deck. Yes, I want to play first. Yes, I'll choose my companion. Why is that always so small? This hand has a turn 1 Psychic Frog off of basic Swan. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. This hand is nuts. This hand is nuts. I didn't see the second box. Jesus. Well. This hand is crazy. This is like just turn 1 Psychic Protected Psychic Frog. And I get to see what they're up to as well. They mulligan to 6. Mulligan to 5. My turn. Okay. Go to my main phase. Let's play Gitaxian Probe. Pay life. I draw Wasteland. Nice. See their cards. They have Gross Quarter, Ancient Tomb, Null Rod, Patchwork Automaton, Mox Pearl. Okay, so we can go Mox. I didn't even mean to play the Wasteland, but that's fine. Psychic Frog, and then I'm gonna counter the Patchwork Automaton. And then that should be good, right? Do I even care about Null Rod if they play Null Rod? Not really. I get to kill the Ancient Tomb here if they want to go for that. Ancient Tomb 1 Patchwork, okay. Counter Patchwork. And that's it. That's game 2. GG. My hand was pretty good. Counter Patchwork, kill the Ancient Tomb, attack with Frog, win. Yep. Me personally, I don't think Frog is that good. I think people like are overrating Frog. Frog is amazing, obviously, but like people overrate it. Like that game is not over. You top deck a Stone Cold Serpent and I can't do anything. I'm just gonna run the deck back. I'm pretty sure. I don't think there's anything here that I really care about changing. Rest down can take off the ward. Maybe Mental Misstep isn't amazing against them. Oh yeah, they're only 2 cards with that are 1 mana are Vexing Bauble and Soul Ring. So yeah, let's take out the Mental Misstep. Sure, submit deck. They have Mindbreak traps in the sideboard, Dismembers, Grafdigger's Cages. Okay, yeah, sure. Submit deck. Alright, opponent's gonna go first this time. I'm gonna want to keep a. I was just reveal a companion. Gonna want to keep a. Yeah. This hand is pretty good. It's not amazing, but it's also not bad. Vexing Bauble was also pretty bad against them, huh? They don't. It just stops them moxing. Yeah, maybe Vexing Bauble ain't good, but I think I keep this hand simply because it can. Again, no mana, but I don't know. I feel like I should keep it. If they want to go turn 1, a land would be amazing off the top here. No, not countering a Mox. Trinisphere on turn 1. I'm gonna cast this and exile Force of Will. Lotus, okay. Into what? 4 mana Stone Cold Serpent? That's fine. Yeah, that's protecting from multicolor. For the minute I find a white source, it's dead. They're down to 1 card in hand. They're going so all in for that. That's a delayed white source. Play my thing. Play Urza Saga. Yep. And then I guess I'll play Vexing Bauble and draw a card end step if they don't do anything. If they do something, I will consign it to memory. Null Rod. I think I have to consign. No, do I? Yeah, I have to consign Null Rod just because my mana sources are all going to be artifacts even after the Urza Saga. Sphere, that's fine. That's not unbeatable. Take 4. I have to consign the Null Rod just because my mana sources are all artifacts. If I had lands, I wouldn't have consigned the Null Rod, but I don't, so. Alright, let's see. Wasteland. Okay. So I can just let this saga run its course, right? I think that's the best play. Just play Wasteland. I'm not even gonna Wasteland them. What are the odds that they top deck a spell that they can use this mana for? They even need spells even cost one more. I'm just gonna play with this saga and just have my constructs go huge, and then I'll get a Mox Pearl and Seal of Cleansing their stuff, and they just lose. My constructs are gonna be 5/5s. Take 4 more damage from this thing. That's fine. Do you find something? The Soul Ring, yeah, sure. Yeah, sure, that's fine. I don't have to do this now. I'm so paranoid of clicking through the end step and not getting the trigger. Right. I think on MTGO it just lets me respond, right? I don't get the Seal of Cleansing here, but I do get to Source of Plowshares. Attack them for 5. And then Seal of Cleansing is just going to be the nail in the coffin, especially if I start looping it with Lurrus. Then next turn I'm going to Wasteland them, and should be over, right? Vexing Bauble is currently countered by Spear of Resistance as well, which is funny, because every spell costs at least 1 to cast. Think of your upkeep, each player draws a card. Whenever an opponent draws a card, they lose a life. I'm just going to Seal of Cleansing that thing. Why let them get back in the game, you know? They're taking 10 a turn. Okay. Destroy that. Oh, right, it's 3 mana, right. Oops. Gonna destroy it, and they lose. GG. Wow. Honestly, that felt like a control game. I'll say it. That was just Urza Saga control. I just had Urza Saga, just did my thing with Urza Saga, and just won the game. Yeah, pretty cool. Like that. Pretty cool game. Vintage, feeling pretty nice. My hand was empty for too long those games though. I don't like how empty your hand gets. Anyway, we won 1 game. Alright, match 2. We are on the play because we won the die roll. Reveal our companion. This hand is, again, a legacy hand. What's up with these legacy hands in this deck? Very stable hand, but again, it's just not vintage. So we have 1 Force of Will, and if that doesn't work, it's over. But I think I'll still keep this one. Very awkward though. I don't really want to play out Tundra because this is a Wasteland format. But if I play this out, I guess I can get a Demir land on the end step and then just have super unstable mana. Play Fire Stand and pass. Very, very slow hand. Again, like, this is just not the format to be keeping hands like this, in my opinion, but it's okay. Let's see. Bazaar of Baghdad. Okay, we're against Dredge. That's cool. Does Dredge play land hate? Alright, back to consulting the deck. The deck lists. Dredge doesn't... The Dredge deck, I think that's in this format, is not playing Wastelands. So we are safe to fetch and get a... No, I thought I'm actually level 1 worked on these deck lists. Why is there no Surveil land? What the hell, man? Alright, well. Another force. It's not amazing. I do have Bowmaster though, so that's fine, I guess. Bowmaster is good against the very first activation of Bazaar. After that, Bowmaster doesn't do anything anymore because dredging doesn't count as drawing cards. So I'm gonna get my Bowmaster value here. Gonna get my Bowmaster value here. And then let's hope that they force. I'm forcing back, pitching Brainstorm. How does this work? Do I have to target them? Oh, I have to hit that. I have to press the ability and then target them. Okay. And they draw two. Why are they up here? Okay. Do I still have to do that, right? Is that how that works? No, still waiting. We're still waiting for them to discard. I have to choose which triggered ability goes first, and then choose its targets. There we go. Sorry, I'm not great at MTGO. I'm sorry. Alright, now we at least have a board presence. But they have dredges in the graveyard now, so I'm just never. They're never gonna draw a card again. They're just dredging their graveyard. Let me pop out the graveyard real quick. Yep. Dredge 3. Yep, that's 2 creeping chills. Do they have? They don't have. They have a silver smoke ghoul down there. So yeah, it's just not all around. Just not good for us over here. Yep, they basically mill their entire graveyard. I should probably explain how this works because I've watched a lot of this stuff, but I've never you don't see this on Arena. So for everyone who doesn't understand, this creature here has Dredge 6. So if you would draw a card, instead you can mill 6 cards and return this from your graveyard to your hand. So this is in the graveyard. This is a land that draws 2 cards and discards 3 cards. So what they're going to do is the rest of the game, they're just going to draw 2, but they're actually going to be dredging instead of drawing, milling their entire deck and self-milling themselves like crazy. You guys know the self-mill deck in Timeless, but this is basically the OG way of doing it. And it's very strong. It's very, very strong. I'm just going to put that graveyard over here so that you guys can see the stack. So there's going to be more creeping chills. Look, I'm already at 9 just from that. Like, because think of it this way. Imagine instead of drawing a card, you can just, dread 6. This is a Chalice on 0. I don't care. I don't care about Chalice on 0. He shouldn't have cast this. He should just kept this as food to discard to this Bazaar. But it is what it is. So yeah, they're definitely probably going to win the race. Silver Smoke Ghoul comes back. If I draw a land, that would be good. But they also have prize amalgams. It's just, there's nothing to interact with. I can't counter any of this. These are all triggered abilities. All I can really do is just lose game 1 and then hopefully find a way to win game 2. That's all you can really do against this. I did draw the land, which is nice. That means I get to... Does this change the clock? Kinda. I don't care. Only a basic island in this deck. Okay, I'm gonna fetch basic island. Nope. Is it Control Z to undo? Yeah. Make black, play frog. I have this Swords to Plowshares. I'm gonna attack with... I don't even know. Do I even attack or do I want a chump block? This Bowmaster is just a chump block. It's not going to do anything for the rest of this game. This can trade, but then if it trades, that's not even very good. Man, Dredge is hard. Okay, I guess I'll just hold up a chump block, I guess. And then my end step, prize amalgams are going to come back. I'm going to Swords one of them while I can. And yeah, just yield, I guess. This Force of Will is also dead. Like, Force is a dead card against them. Bowmaster is a dead card against them. This is probably just a really bad matchup, to be honest. They're gonna dredge themselves like crazy. Some more cards entering the graveyard. Narcomoeba, Creeping Chills. They've already hit 3 chills, I'm pretty sure. If I just check that. This is a stack. Where's the exile? Where's the exile zone? Where's the exile zone? Is this exile? Yeah, this is Exile, so they've hit 3 Creeping Chills already. There's some Narcos coming back. Sure. I can yield. 6. I don't have anything. Down to 5. That's feasibly no way I can actually win this game. There's feasibly no way I can really win this game. What are they doing? They're gonna put another Bazaar back on top of their deck, so they can draw a Bazaar next turn. Yeah, I can't do anything about that anyway. Like, yeah, it's over. Noxious Revival, for all you who don't know, let me pull it on screen. Free spell, they can put a card from their graveyard on top of their deck. So they just put one of their Bazaars that was milled over into their deck. And yeah, that's it. I mean, I'll see my draw here. Let's see what I draw. If I draw a Wasteland, that could be good. Oh, wait, what? How do they draw this? Oh, that was in their upkeep. Okay, so yeah, they drew for turn. That's sick. That's cool. Cool tech. So they did that in the upkeep. They activated their Bazaar, and then they put a Bazaar on top, and then they drew it for turn so that they can Bazaar again. Dredge 12 again. The graveyard's starting to look very beefy. 34 cards in graveyard. 13 cards left in their library. If I can somehow survive, but they have another prize down here. Yeah, it's not looking good for me. It's not looking good. I probably just died of combat damage. Good chance. They're out of Creeping Chills. They're out of Burn, but yeah, they're just gonna, you know, do the good old kill you. I want to chump this guy because this guy's not coming back because they can't gain more life. And then I guess I'll chump the prize, but the prize is definitely coming back. But I guess I have to chump block. Yeah, Bowmaster is just not a great card in this matchup. I have a Frog. They have enough blockers. A bunch of stuff is coming back. Yeah, because the prize is going to come back off this trick. I'm just going to concede. I don't think there's anything I can feasibly draw that'll get me out of this. Let's begin sideboarding. So you want all of these. All of these. You want all your Nihil spell bombs. Consign, I guess technically speaking, you could counter triggered ability, but I don't think that's worth it. You want your Pithing Needles to name Bazaar of Baghdad. I don't know about Fatal Push. I don't think I want Fatal Push, but let's get rid of some useless stuff. Like Force of Negation is basically useless, I'm pretty sure, in this meta deck. Like they literally will never cast a non-creature spell on their turn unless they're casting a Force of Will. Bowmaster is pretty bad. Let's take 2 of those out. I mean, it's a creature that we can attack with, but that's pretty much all it is. Lavinia is pretty cool because they can't cast spells if they don't have the lands to cast them. Vexing Bauble basically beats them because they can't cast spells for free. Let's see. I'm not missing any graveyard hate in here, right? No, I'm not. Just need one more card out. What's pretty bad against them? Mental Misstep is pretty trash. Like their only 1 mana card is Mental Misstep and Noxious Revival. I don't think I need to fight that fight. Is there anything else? Dress Down is pretty bad, but doesn't really do anything. It's a cantrip at the very least that you can loop with Lurrus. Let's submit this deck. We have all our Dredge hate in. Yeah, I would like to go first. I would like to reveal Lurrus. Why is this so tiny? This is always so small. Alright. Reveal Lurrus. We have no lands. Mulligan. This one has lands and a Nihil Spellbomb. I guess I keep it. What do I bottom? I guess I bottom Timetwister. Done. Let's probe them. Oh no, it's my upkeep. Oops. Main phase, I'm going to probe them. Paying life. What did they keep? They kept the one-off Bazaar hand with a Chalice of the Void. Okay. Wait, I drew Ancestral Recall? Hold up. Wait a minute. They don't have a counterspell. Oh baby. I'm gonna go for a white source here, I think. So Tundra. I drew Ancestral Recall off the top. Tundra. Blue. Ancestral Recall. And I draw a bunch of lands. That's fair enough. Let's F6. Through our turn. I can counter a spell, so that's not bad. See what they play. Chalice on 0. I don't care. Bazaar. Instantly bazaring. Probably want to discard that prized amalgam. They do have a Noxious Revival. That's what the thing I'm going to have to counter. They discard prized and shambling shell. Okay. And they have a hollow one. I have the swords for the hollow one, so I'm not too worried about this hollow one. That's fine. Another hollow one? I don't think I can beat 2 of these. Gonna counter this, but then they're gonna be able to Noxious Revival back at their Bazaar. Yeah, but I don't think I can beat 2 hollow ones. Another Nile Spell Bomb. I should probably deploy this Spell Bomb. Yeah, because I can so if I wasteland them and deploy Spell Bomb, yeah, I take some damage from this guy, but this guy's dying eventually anyway. Let's Spell Bomb. Also, their hand is probably okay. So Chalice is gone. They just got a Powder and Bazaar is here. Their hand is Noxious Rival, Narco, and a mystery card. There we go. And now, if they ever try to target their Bazaar, I will Spell Bomb. They can Natural Dredge, which would suck, but that's fine. If they want a Natural Dredge, I don't care. Let me pop out their graveyard again. They did Natural Dredge. They hit a Grave Troll. I'll respond to what? They attack. The hand is still the hand is Narcomoeba, Noxious Revival, and the Golgari Shell or whatever the hell that card was. So I'm gonna enjoy this Spell Bomb. This second Spell Bomb is gonna be pretty good for me. Because I can play another Spell Bomb. I know I'm not drawing cards off these, but I don't really care, right? They can just slow dredge. I don't want them to be able to slow dredge here, so I'm actually gonna pop one of the Spell Bombs. Gonna pop one of the Spell Bombs. I don't get to draw cards off of it, but I don't care. If we're both doing nothing, I'm winning. So now they should technically cast a Noxious Revival in response. And they do. And in response to that, I'm gonna pop the Spell Bomb again, which is pretty bad because I lost everything. I'm very all in here, but I know that the hand is Narcomoeba plus Shambling Shell or whatever the hell that card was. It's not Shambling Shell. It's like whatever. It's the other guy. Maybe I shouldn't have swords the hollow one so I could draw at least one card off of this, but that's fine. All right, their graveyard is empty. They have a Dredger in hand, but they don't have a mana source. Now it's just how fast can they natural draw to find another Bazaar before I can find like a Wasteland or something good. And the answer is instantly. They just top deck another Bazaar instantly. Okay, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. Fair game. Fair game. What can I say? They instant top deck another Bazaar. I probably lost this game off of that. So they discarded the Narco and the Shambling Shell and another Serum Powder. Wow, they top deck another Bazaar instantly, huh? Okay, well, can I top deck something good? Force of Will. This game's over. I'm just gonna preemptively concede here. You guys, I could play this one out for the next 15 minutes while they're dredging and finding win cons while I draw only lands. But I'm just gonna concede here, and then on MTGO I can see what I would have drawn. Containment Priest is okay. That would have been good, but then again, they had a Dredge 3 at minimum here, and they got 3 draws because their draw step and the Bazaar, so they would have definitely found something to dredge further, so they would have definitely had like a big dredge play turn, and I don't think I could have beaten a big dredge turn. And then it crashed on me as I'm trying to draw another card here, but oh well, GG. We tried. Alright, we are on the play again. That's crazy. This hand is another freaking legacy hand, but I'll keep it. Spell Pierce is deceptively strong in thingy in Vintage. Opponent mulligan to 6. We're gonna play against another Dredge deck. Hopefully not. Okay, the mulligan to 6. It's my turn. Gonna play Underground Sea and pass. I have Force up, I have Spell Pierce up. Next turn I can Wasteland them. Maybe I'll play a Bowmaster, who knows. See what they're playing against. Grief me. So we are playing against another Dredge deck. I don't know. Do I let this Grief resolve? Do I go down 2 cards just to let them... Or the exile Grief to Grief? Man, I don't know. Do I let this resolve or do I not? Do I show them that I have the Wasteland? Against Dredge, I'm pretty sure Dredge is the only deck that plays Grief, right? So we're against Dredge again. It's a pretty bad hand against Dredge. I think I just pitch this and kill, counter the Grief. Don't show them that I have the Wasteland. The insta Dredge, the insta Bazaar. Okay. Narco Golgari Thug with Dredge 4, and they have a hollow one as well. This one's so over. I'm just gonna concede. There's literally nothing I can do about that. There's just that's just too strong. All right, well, back to Dredge hating. Back to Dredge hating. All my Containment Priests. I'm pretty sure that's it. I don't think there's any other cards I can brought in. I forgot what I brought it in last time. I think I brought it out all my forces, or Force of Negations. Even Force of Wills aren't even that good against Dredge, not gonna lie. I don't even like Force of Will. I think I'd rather have an attacker and a blocker than Force of Will against Dredge. Let's board out 2 forces. Let's try this. And then what else? Mental Misstep was pretty bad. Just play to the board, I guess. Submit deck. Yes, I'd like to go first. I literally lost. Select Lurrus. This hand is mid as hell. These hands are so mid, dude. That's why I don't like playing Control in Vintage, because your hands are always so mid. So I have a removal spell here. I guess I have a counter spell. Like, I guess I keep it. Like, I don't know, man. This just feels so bad. Opponent is keeping 7. Like, hello? What? Target you, pay with my life. Ancestral Recall. This is the second time this has happened, right? What do they have? They have Bazaar, Serum Powders, Chalice of the Void. This is the second time this happened, right? Well, I'm gonna Ancestral in their upkeep. They have a Force, but they don't have a blue card. Deal through this turn. This is the second time I say my hand is mid, and then I get Taxian Probe into Ancestral Recall. I'm not recalling on my turn there because it would make me go to 8 cards, and I can't guarantee that I'm going to draw a Mox. Obviously, if I did have a Mox, it would be much better to recall, like, on my turn if I do draw a Mox here. But I have a feeling that I'm not going to draw a Mox. Ancestral Recall. I didn't draw a Mox. There you go. Well, at least I have Spell Bomb. Chalice on 0, that's fine. All that does is stop my Mox in. It's not that good against me. Bazaar, they insta-Bazaar, of course. I don't have a way to actually stop the Bazaar. I can stop the Graveyard, though. Soul Smoke, Golgari Thug, Golgari Thug. That's fine. This is just a Dredge. Just Dredge 4. That's all this card has. Alright, my turn. I draw a card. Can't cast Black Lotus anymore because of this thing. I do have Demonic Tutor. I do have Demonic, but I don't think there's anything in my deck that's worth Demonicing for this turn. I can Demonic for Pithing Needle next turn, though. So I'm gonna play this, pass the turn. I have Spell Pierce and Nihil Spellbomb available. Force me pitching. What did you pitch? Force pitching Narco. I'm gonna Spell Pierce that Force of Will. This is why Spell Pierce is so strong in Vintage and like Legacy too, in my opinion. Just because like people are so reliant on their free counter spells that a 1-mana counter spell that just stuffs that is so broken. And I think do I think I'm gonna spell all them in response to like a trigger or something. In response to like a trigger or something. Let's see. But yeah, Dredge is pretty good against control because, like, again, it just goes around what you're playing to do. Like, they don't put anything into play that you can kill. They don't draw. They don't even draw cards. They don't. They don't cast spells. This is their turn, right? They're just passing through their turn. Okay, they just slow Dredge. I'm pretty sure I should pop their graveyard out again. Okay, end step. Cast to me. Another force, that's not too bad. I'm gonna play my basic. Gonna Demonic Tutor. And I'm gonna Demonic Tutor for Pithing Needle. I'm pretty sure. Pithing Needle. Pith. They're gonna Dredge in response. I think in response to this, no. I let this happen. Narco. Okay. In response to the Narcomoeba trigger, I Surgical Spellbomb them. Nile Spellbomb them. I can't pay. Narcomoeba doesn't trigger. My Pithing Needle resolves. Underneath. Bazaar of Baghdad. Bang. No, their activated abilities can't be activated. And then I play my Lotus and have my Lotus countered by their Chalice of the Void. So I'm not going to play my Lotus. Not going to play my Lotus, but now basically they're not playing Magic anymore and I'm just waiting. They do play Artifact Hate, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure they play some form of Artifact Hate. But yeah, they basically can't do anything. I have a Force of Will as well. Yeah, I win because the game is pretty much over. They can't really do anything. Their land doesn't draw cards anymore, and they're great. They have no graveyard right now. It's just GG. And yeah, that's that. I'm pretty sure I just resubmit the deck. Force obviously did play that game, but honestly, I don't know. Anyway, now I have to win on the draw somehow, which is like low-key impossible against them. But it's all good. This hand has a Wasteland for their first Bazaar and can make mana later and has a Nile Spellbomb. Good enough. I'll keep it. They kept 7 instantly, so just get to keep 7. But the meme is always when Dredge gets to keep 7, it's just broken. Because obviously that means they had a Bazaar and 7 cards to use with the Bazaar. 7 power, Stinkweed Imp, Icarid. They have an Icarid this time around. They evoke Grief, that's fine. They can't grief my Wasteland. They're gonna grief my Nile Spellbomb. They're gonna grief my Nile Spellbomb. Down to 3 cards in hand. I'm gonna destroy their Bazaar, and then they hopefully can't just have another one. Yep. There goes my Spellbomb. still their main phase. Pass through their turn. My turn. Demonic Tutor, that's going to come in handy someday soon. But for now, right off the bat, let's get rid of that Bazaar. And let's play some silly magic until you find another Bazaar. They instantly have the Noxious Revival. Man, okay, Dredge players today and just having the answer immediately is gonna drive me crazy, I swear to God. They can exile like their Grief from their graveyard. Yep. And then they can attack me for 3 this turn, not too bad. I yield here, I don't have any effects, I'm just gonna yield through the turn. They have a backup Bazaar, which lets them dredge, because they have a Stinkweed Imp in the graveyard. Icarus sacrifices itself. My turn. I draw basically nothing. That sucks. I mean, I have swords, so guess that's something. They're gonna dredge in my end step. Time to pop out their graveyard. They hit a prized amalgam. That sucks. That really sucks that they hit the prized, because now they hit a narco. They hit narco prize. It's over. I have lost. They just had the Noxious Revival to instantly get back their Bazaar. I'm gonna play it out because it's the last game of the video, but it's unlucky that we played against Dredge twice, to be honest. Which one do I want to kill? Prized or Icarid? I guess I'll exile Prized. No, but Icarid saves me life. They have 2 Icarids. Okay, sure. Technically speaking, Icarid has a cost to it where you have to exile a black card from your graveyard to bring it back. But the thing with Icarid is that they're gonna dredge so hard anyway that, yeah, they have the Golgari Grave Troll. Like, it's over for me. Like, I don't know why I could even draw here. Like, what can I even draw? Like, I basically can't draw anything. Oh, wait. I can. Yeah, I can. I exile Prize Amalgam and then I play Containment Priest. Okay. There's a game plan. You may exile a card. Okay, I take 6. I'm not going to waste my removal spell on the Icarids that are not going to be able to come back anyway. Here come a bunch of prized. Actually, no, is it multiple prized or is it just one prized amalgam that triggered multiple times? It's 2 prized amalgams. That sucks, but I have 2 removal spells. Gonna kill it. Exile it. And then yield through the turn. Okay. Is there a reason to not do it now? I'm just gonna do it now. Containment Priest. Play yield. The next turn I can source the Plowshares. They have a Sickening Shoal. I'm dead. GG. Yeah, and that's Dredge. That's playing control against Dredge. Unlucky. I think the first game we did well. The second game was just against Dredge, and the third game was just against Dredge. So there's not much we can say here. Yeah. And we're back for the post-game chat. Pretty fun, honestly. Pretty cool that you can just play Vintage for free. I really enjoyed that. Like, usually you're never going to be able to just, have a Black Lotus to play with. This card is worth, like, £400 on MTGO and, like, £10,000 in real life. But yeah, pretty cool stuff. Not necessarily the deck I would play, but out of the 3 decks that was offered to play in the event, obviously I chose this one because it's the most control-aligned one. I personally think that Lurrus Paradoxical Outcome, which is technically a combo deck, is more of a control deck than this. Because in that deck, your goal is to make sure your opponent isn't doing anything while you have a full hand at all points, right? And then eventually you'll just draw your entire deck and win the game with infinite turns. This deck, on the other hand, tries to stop what your opponent's doing and then just be hellbent with the Psychic Frog in play and just try to win with Psychic Frog. I don't like that playstyle. I don't enjoy it. I think Psychic Frog when you have a deck built around Esper Frog, you're not a control deck. You are a tempo deck by nature. But alas, unfortunately, we play against Dredge twice. Dredge pretty good against control, I would say. Obviously, I'm not a vintage professional. I could have probably done better. Maybe Consign Memory is good against Dredge, but I don't think it would be. I don't know why it would be. But yeah, we tried. We lost against Dredge twice, but I think the first game was pretty entertaining. The game we did win against Dredge was pretty obvious, just how you win. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. But yeah, very cool by MTGO that they're just letting people just try out formats. That's a very good, in my opinion, good PR. It's just a good way to do it. I don't know about this client though. I'll say it. I might be the first one to say it. I'm not an OG. I think this client is absolutely ugly, and like I'm not saying it should be Arena. This client has good things, but like it's like, why does this look like Windows XP? Like it's just, this program looks so old. Like it could just be so much more visually appealing, to the point where I wish they would let people make like mods for it, where like you can mod your client and have a good looking client. But yeah, that's just a little gripe that I have with MTGO. That being said, I hope you enjoyed. If you do want to see more vintage, let me know. If you, well, I can't really play vintage outside of these events, but if you do want to see more MTGO content, legacy, vintage, modern, let me know. I'm mostly a timeless player, so oh well. But that being said, hope you enjoyed this video. Pretty cool. Again, really cool by Wizards for doing this. Thank you so much, Wizards. I'm not sponsored by Wizards or anything, but I'm really happy that they're doing this, letting people just play this for free. You can literally play it right now from the 16th to the 18th of June, just free on MTGO. This video will probably only come out after, so kind of dumb of me to advertise this. But if you go to, actually, I can show you. If you're in the client right here, and you go to wherever you are here, you go to Constructed, and hit the Gauntlets tab, there will be a free vintage Spellgrounds League. And this, I think this is like a cycling thing, so there's always going to be something for free. Free Pauper, free Legacy, free Modern. I don't know what they're actually doing in here, but right now it's vintage, so that's really cool. That being said, no pack today, obviously, because it's a free event and you can't really open packs in this. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'm the Control Guy, and I bid you all farewell. Peace.